So with that, let's take a look at the charts. We'll start off with dollar index. Okay. So over here on the dollar index, for me right now, overall perspective, I'm maintaining a rather neutral perspective, being patient over here as well, because currently from an Elliott Wave perspective, the market has completed a 5 wave structure. So this one here you can see from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course, the market came back to test the 127 extension. That's a little bit of a reaction right now. So for me, I'm maintaining a neutral perspective because after a 5 wave structure, and more importantly, we have some confluence on the fips. This has a potential to go higher, or I would say a deeper retracement. And naturally, that's going to take some time, right? So what we want to do right now is just maintain a very neutral or a patient position. And I would say give time to the market to show us what pattern it wants to develop before we commit to any trade or even the direction that we want to establish. Okay, so be patient on the overall dollar. We do have a little bit of a divergence over here from RSI as well. So all this suggests that we might get a deeper retracement. Okay. So if the dollar is overall neutral, most of the major pairs may not be a very clear sign of direction. But having said that, I think one of it that you want to pay attention is the euro. Okay, let me bring out the RSI and show you here as well. In terms of euro dollar, we have the RSI divergence. So what it means is that price is moving higher, but the RSI is actually moving lower, right? So this again suggests a lack of momentum, and there's a good possibility of a reversal coming in. Now on the lower time frame, if you go down to the 1 hour chart, we do see that initial rejection from the top already, which is very neat, and I would say it's a very nice little impulse push to the downside. And for today, we did see, okay, the market does a little bit of a corrective structure as of now. So over here, if you're interested in a counter trend trade, okay, what you want to then look out for, let me just clean up a little bit over here. Okay, you might want to look up for a potential sell trade if the market continue to correct in a very slow manner, perhaps towards that 1.618, which puts you at 1.0550. Okay, that will give you a decent sell entry with a stop loss at 1.0595. Right, so that's about 45 pips of stops, and your target over here as of now, you can actually put somewhere around for TP1 at this bottom. Right, so that's your TP1 target. That will put you around 1.0390. And your second tick profit you can consider is somewhere around 1.0220. Okay, so over here, in terms of euro dollar, this is a potential trade that you can keep an eye on. The pre-required condition is that this move to the upside towards the 618 cannot go too fast, right? It needs to develop as a correction. It needs to be slow, right? So this one here, keep an eye. There's a very good chance we might get this trade by tomorrow because we're already on a 1 hour chart. Yeah, so keep an eye on that. Another one you keep an eye on is the dollar Canadian. Okay, so if you go back to the forward chart on dollar CAD, the market is coming back a little bit towards the previous high at 1.3650. So potentially a double top formation. And going back down again to the 1 hour chart, we're seeing a little bit of a crawl pattern over here, right? Essentially, it's a lack of momentum. Bringing up the RSI again, you can see a divergence is already developing. Right, so definitely a potential sell trade. In terms of the dollar Canadian, you might want to consider a breakout instead. Okay, which means that you wait for the market to break that recent low before you execute any sell trade. So this one here, if you are looking at this potential trade, the breakout would put you around 1.357. Okay, so wait for the market to break below 1.357 for you to take that sell trade. Stop loss is above 3650, and your first target would naturally be somewhere around this low here. Okay, and that would put you around 3410. Okay, so ideally what we want to see is that when the market breaks below 3570, it needs to go fast, right? So if it goes fast, then that will be ideal, and that will be a pretty nice little sell trade to the downside. Yeah, so dollar cat, do keep an eye on this setup here as well for the week. Okay, this might happen perhaps tomorrow or Thursday. And take note that tomorrow we have the Bank of Canadian, right? So that might create that volatility, that impulse that we want to see. Now, on dollar franc, okay, this is gonna be going back to the 4-hour chart. Okay, so dollar franc over here, we can see that number one, I think very obvious I've drawn in is the RSI divergence. Okay, and of course price is coming down, but RSI is going up. So again, suggests a reversal soon. And overall structure, what you can see over here is this looks very, very crawl in nature. So again, suggests high probability this would potentially reverse, right? Minimally at least a short-term upside. That's what we can expect. So over here, if you're interested in looking for a counter trend on the dollar franc, one way to look for a trade again is to look for the breakout. Okay, so this level here will be crucial. That will put you around 0.9460. If the market can break off this high impulsively, then that will be a decent buy trade. Your stop loss then can be placed at the bottom of this low. Okay, so that itself would put you around 9330. Yeah. Oh, your first target, very conservatively, you can put it at this high, which is gonna be around 96. Okay, that would be your first take profit. If you go back to the 4-hour chart, right, if this level breaks, obviously it has a lot of upside potential, but my suggestion is at least take some partial profits around 0.96 first. Okay, so this is again another potential setup that you can consider for the dollar franc. Okay, another one here to keep an eye on this week is the euro yen. This might take a little while and you might need a little bit patient on it. But right now on Euro Yen, it's very clear we have a little V-shaped formation with a very nice bounce at the bottom of this channel. So that low here is around 140.75. Right now we're holding a slightly bullish perspective, and if we can get a correction that comes down like that, okay, this might take some time, perhaps going into like even next week. If you can see a corrective structure, then this trade to the upside is very neat, because our final target here will be around 148.40, a huge upside potential. The only thing right now is to just give it time. Keep an eye on this pair, give it time. You want to wait for the correction to develop first, right? Then only you have that setup. Right, so Euro Yen, another potential one to keep an eye on. But this one, you might need to be a little bit more patient and give it more time. Okay, then we have the Pound New Zealand. Okay, so Pound New Zealand over here, what I'm seeing is that we have this little triangle structure. So we have a very strong push, we have a consolidation, and we have a break. Right now we do have another consolidation, so we're expecting another push lower, right, back towards this low here around 1.88. So for now, if you go down to the lower time frame, um let me clean this up a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so what we have over here is potentially a three-wave structure that has been completed. Okay, so that high becomes a significant one. The idea here is as long as market maintains below 1.9340, we can expect a bit more of a downside. The entry over here, you can utilize a breakout entry. Okay, around 1.9230 will be a decent breakout to the downside. And let me give you the target as well. Yeah. Okay, so the target here is 1.8790. Okay, so this trade here again, you can see the risk reward is very, very decent. What I like about it is, of course, we have a very clear impulse three wave correction. We have this little high, we have a breakout structure that we can look out for, and the downside potential is quite huge, right? And that is a confluence to the higher time frame as well. Because we have this right hand here and shoulder pattern, the market actually broke off the neckline, breakthrough consolidation below it, and then we continue to expect more downside. Okay, so there are quite a bit of confluences over here, which will build up a very nice potential that you can see. Yeah, so this is another one you definitely want to have it in your watch list for Pound New Zealand. You might get this trade maybe by today or even like tomorrow. Okay, so definitely you want to keep an eye on it in your watch list. Okay, another one here is gold. Not really a setup, but I think gold is something that a lot of people are monitoring. So I thought I would just share with you my analysis and my view on it. Okay, on the forward time frame, let me zoom back in a little bit. Okay. Now on the forward time frame, we did have a little push down back towards that trade to 50% from this swing low to that swing high. Long term, I'm still bullish on gold, but as of now, in terms of the short to mid term, just want to be careful, right? I mean, right now, I would suggest to be more of a neutral, be patient, because if this does a little bit of a consolidation, then there's a good chance this will come back down and retest that 1725 first. Okay, so my idea on gold here is just remain neutral, be patient, give the market some time, perhaps coming back next week will give us a much clearer structure and picture in terms of like which direction should we be focusing, do we have a setup, and etc. Okay, so for now, just wait out of this. Okay, so good. That's my view on gold. For those of you who are trading in terms of the German DAX, right, indices, I think there is a short-term opportunity over here if you like to consider this trade. Okay, definitely a very obvious crawl, right? And if you look at RSI, we have a very clear divergence. Again, that suggests a lack of momentum, and of course that means a potential reversal, right? So right now, if you go down to the lower time frame, okay, what you can, if you're conservative, okay, what you can wait out for is for the market to come back around 14600. Okay, this here would then give you that little double top, right? So if the market comes back up, gives you that little double top, you can take for that trade to the downside. That's one potential. The other one is you utilize a FIPS to take from high to low, somewhere back at the 50 and 618 becomes your sell potential, right? So if you go back out, this is how it looks like. Something like that. Okay, this is mainly for those of you who are interested in indices trading, right? If you're not, then just focus on those FX pairs that we share with you, because I think those opportunities are more than enough. Cool. Okay, so those are the main ones that I'm looking out for, and those are the higher quality ones that I would suggest you to keep an eye on in your watch list as well. So that's all for me today. All the best to your trading. Reminder to manage your risks, and I'll see you guys in the next session. Yeah, see you guys. Bye bye.